What's up? It's your local fitness go-to girl, FeeKing of the FeeKing Show. Welcome back to the FeeKing Show. This is called the FeeKing Show from the road. I'm on the road. I'm in the car. I am grateful and happy to be with you this morning on Wisdom Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday. Welcome back to the FeeKing Show. This is the show, sis, that you want to share right now. Tag, invite your boyfriend, invite, tag your son, your male cousin, your uncle, your boyfriend, your fiance, your boo thing, your ex-husband. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. We are going to be talking about when the men all pause. And I'm not talking about when they take a pause to look at how amazing you are and how amazing you look. It goes a little deeper than that. Welcome back to the FeeKing Show. The FeeKing Show is all about who are you? Who are you becoming? Who are you on a cellular level? Who are you when life is happening, when you are out here in these streets lifing? Who are you when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're pushing through challenges, when you're overcoming obstacles, when you are getting the job, when the money is flowing? Who are you? What do you do? What's your why? How in the world are you keeping this thing all together? I.e., what is your self-care modality? It goes a little bit like this. Who am I? I am a woman. I'm a sister. I'm a pet parent. I am a cousin to my most amazing and my favoritist cousin on my mother's side, Rosetta Bonner. Rest in peace. I am a daughter. Oh my goodness, I am a daughter. I am also a niece. I am a fiance to the most incredible human being that I am fortunate to know. Sekou writes. What do I do? I'm so glad you asked. I help women over the age of 40, specifically, yet not exclusively, get unstuck en route from where they are in their physical and their financial life. And you know what? Here's something that I've discovered, that in order to help someone else, you still might be in the process of helping yourself, which I believe makes you a real-time expert. Because just because you can and you're able and willing to help other people move from where they are to where they want to be does not necessarily mean that you always have it all together and that life is perfect. I don't know anyone that life is perfect for. Not one person. And I know a lot of people. I interact, engage, encounter a lot of people. And I don't know not one person whose life is perfect, who is not being challenged, who is not getting to overcome obstacles, setbacks, which are really just a setup for your next adventure. How or why do I do what I do? Because I love myself so much today that it only makes sense to love my sisters exactly where they are. How am I keeping this thing all together? My self-care modality is running, reading, mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, prayer, and strength training. And let me tell you something. When you ask the universe for something, for an experience, you must be prepared for it. Because if not, you get prepared for it. I have asked Source, the universe, for this life that I get to live. And while it's not always easy, while it's not always pretty, it is what I've asked for. So I'm getting exactly what I've asked for, which is why I get to do my show from the car on the road, because I am living my dream. And let me tell you something. It's like being a movie star. It's not always glitzy and glamorous, but it is what I've asked for. Therefore, I am grateful. I am here in Maryland right now. Where am I? I am in Annapolis. I'm in Annapolis. This topic today is being inspired by a passenger. So I've been asked by several people, indirectly, directly through DMs, text messages, on Facebook, on the other platforms. Fee, why are you in Maryland again? So here's the thing. I get to move between Maryland and New York City. I actually get to do that. So I'm in Maryland for several reasons. The first was I needed to come back for a dentist appointment. And I experienced the most amazing, kind, experienced and passionate dentist. I said, you need a YouTube channel. You need a YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, the thing she did in my mouth. I am a big hygiene, oral hygiene is so important to me. It is so important to me, and I might be all over the place with the show today. I'm going to do my best to reel it in. The other reason, so let me stay focused. The other reasons I get to be in Maryland and I get to move between Maryland and New York City is my medical insurance is here also. So I still have not yet gotten my mammogram. I am looking to schedule that. I have appointments. I have a niece here who had a birthday. I got to celebrate her birthday with her. When she was born, I made a promise and a vow to my sister. And I remember saying this to her. I said, I don't know how, because I didn't realize at that time that the how was not what I needed to know. The how is not our responsibility. The how is what God does. That is God's role. I said to her, when Chandler was born, 10 years ago, I was living in LA. I said, I just want to be here for every birthday. I want to do my best to be here for every birthday. My sister said to me, but you are trying to move to Amsterdam. So Felicia, you keep moving further and further away. How are you going? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. Quit asking me things that I don't have answers to. But what I do know is that I have an intention and I am planning to be here for every single birthday party. Fam, I have been here for 9 of 10. I was in Maryland when on her 8th birthday, but I was sick. I was getting out of the hospital. So I literally was unable to because I wasn't feeling well and I didn't want to get anyone else sick. And so I have attended 9 of 10 birthdays. So I'm in Maryland to celebrate my beautiful niece and to see my sister as well. I am also here because I have massage therapy clients and I got to do a wood tool therapy session on a client who's a new client, and I'm also Ubering. So when I come to Maryland, for those of you who want to hang out and do things, I'm doing my best, but I don't come to Maryland to do that. Because there's so many things that I get to do, and they're exhausting. They're exciting, but they're also exhausting. I love that I get to do Uber. I tell you, and here's some of the reasons why I love that I get to do Uber, because I continue to get to own my time. I get to curate these incredible stories. I get to experience people in a way where I would not ordinarily experience them. I don't know where I would meet these people outside of the Uber. The likelihood of me encountering, engaging with them would not happen. I don't know how it would happen. So here goes. 2 stories. Oh my goodness. Hi, Sekou writes. Yeah, that's true. What's true? It's not glitzy, but it's what you want. Yes, babe. It is not glitzy. And here's the other thing. Sekou is talking about the lifestyle that we have, that I have, that we have together, that I have individually, and then that we have together. What makes this work for me is that I have a partner who gets me and who supports me. Now, is it an ideal situation? Sometimes, yeah. Then sometimes it's not, because you missed your person. However, Sekou supports me, and that helps me to be focused and to be present. There is nothing like, and you women and you men out there, you know what I'm talking about. When you have people in your life who unconsciously, they're kind of holding you back. They're just not supporting you, and they don't get the big goal that you have for your life and that you too have for your life together. So it's supremely important that I am supported, and also that I get to support, because Sekou was recently in Nashville and he's a lot like me. His former life, he moved around a lot, and because the projects, the things that you do to make a living and fulfill your purpose requires you to move around. And this is just what we do. So I picked up this man 3 or 4 days ago. I'll never forget, because he was going to the airport. It was raining. It was warm outside. He came outside in shorts and like a t-shirt. He's an older Caucasian man. I want to say late 50s, maybe early 60s. He gets in the car. Before he can even put his seatbelt on, he says to me, "Good morning, Fee. Can you turn the air up?" And so I'm thinking, yeah, of course I will. However, you don't even know what the temperature is like because you literally have just gotten in. You haven't even put your seatbelt on and got comfortable. And he says to me, he says, I get really hot. And I'm thinking, honey, you are preaching to the choir. My internal heat is on fire all day, just about every day. However, that's one of the reasons why, fam, when I'm in the car, I wear a hat, because when the air is on, my head gets cold. I get really cold. Any woman out there listening right now who's experiencing middle life, who's in the middle of her life, who's middle age, who's experiencing perimenopause, menopause, post menopause, knows exactly what I'm talking about. The good thing about menopause and having a hot flash is it's your body's way of doing its best to regulate your temperature. So when you get hot and then you get cold and you start sweating, it's just your body is trying to regulate things. So your body is actually working in your favor. I know it doesn't feel like it. It feels like our bodies are working against us. And so I said to him, sure, I can turn the air up. We get moving. And I can tell he's got great energy. Like, he's very light. And he says, can you turn it up higher? He says, I'm sorry. He says, but it's so muggy and it's hot and I'm already always hot. And I was just like, whew, okay, now I'm going to be cold. And there's always a balance in life. And when I'm Ubering, I'm constantly vacillating between doing what's right and what's best for a passenger while doing what's right and what's best for me. And there was a time in the past where I would go out of my way to accommodate other people, not just passengers, but other people. And I'm just not there anymore. My happiness is supremely important. My comfort is supremely important. And I know that there's a middle ground. Part of the middle ground is communicating. If I say nothing, he knows nothing. And I said to him, I said, sure. And let's just say his name is Tim. I said, Tim, I said, can we compromise on something? He was like, sure, what? I said, well, Tim, I'm experiencing menopause and I'm having hot flashes. Sometimes if the air is too cold, then it makes me really uncomfortable. I said, so do you mind if I turn it up and then when I get too cold, turn it down? He was like, oh my God, Fee, of course. He said, my wife is going through that thing too. He said, so I know, I have compassion. Unlike a lot of men, he said, I do. He said, as a matter of fact, I don't understand why in 2024, we have not come up with a cure for menopause. He said, you want to know why? Now, he didn't even give me a chance to answer because I have lots of opinions and ideas and thoughts around this. He said, as intelligent as the men who run our medical system and the scientists and the researchers, as intelligent as these men are, you would think that they would have come up with a cure for menopause. I was like, you are speaking my language, Tim. He said, but you know what, Fee? If men experience menopause, we would have had a cure decades ago. I said, what? He said, we would have had a cure. Not a pill, not an HRT therapy, but a cure for vaginal dryness, hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, weight gain, crepey skin, all of the things. There's so many symptoms. There's so many things that women are experiencing at this amazing time of life. Christian Northrup, Dr. Christian Northrup, the author of The Wisdom of Menopause, says, and I believe her, she says that menopause is the best time of your life. It is the time when women get to put themselves first, when women get to stop living their lives for other people. Sometimes their children, sometimes their spouses, sometimes their parents. They get to actually live the life of their choosing. It's just that no one told us. And sometimes we're so focused on the challenges that come along with menopause. Again, the hot flashes, the night sweats, oh, the foggy brain, the lack of energy. Feel free to chime in, ladies, with any other symptoms that you might be experiencing at this glorious time of your life. Tim told me that his wife experiences that, and he said, I just do my best to support her. He said, and I have to say, Fee, I would not be who I am. I would not be where I am in life, in my business, in my personal life, if it were not for my wife. He said, a lot of times, these are his words. So, men, these are his words, okay? These are not FeeKing's words. He said, a lot of times, men will talk about their accomplishments, their achievements. He said, and I don't know if I could have done what I've been able to accomplish without my wife, without the woman that I've chosen to marry. He said, I have a sister who just turned 41. He said, and she attempted suicide. And that's when the conversation shifted. It got real serious. He said, and she's a sister that we're very close. He said, and she's struggling. She's really challenging. She's being challenged. I think he said she lost her job or something happened with her job. He said she's always experienced depression. He said, I have too. I have experienced deep depression, which was beautiful for me to hear a man, a grown man, a middle-aged man being transparent, being vulnerable with a woman and a stranger at that. I'm so grateful again for Uber for allowing me to experience people in a real way. And I'm appreciative of Uber for allowing people to experience me. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for sharing when he got out of the car. He, because I was asking about his sister, but then he got a work call that he needed to take. His wife called and they do some work together. And I said to him, he said, thank you so much. I know we didn't get to finish talking about my sister. He said, but thank you for a great ride. And like, you seem like a really nice person. I said to him, I would like to just pray for your sister. And, and then he went off and I went on to the next. So thank you, Tim. Thank you for being cheerful. Thank you for being my first passenger of that morning. Last night, as I'm finishing, this woman was my last passenger of the day. She was going to Bowie, and she's a sister. Short hair, really pretty, beautiful. Like her skin was just luminescent. She was beautiful. And we got to talking about the windy roads in Davidsonville and Bowie. By the way, let me tell y'all something. I love that I get to experience, and I'm looking off because I'm looking for a way. I'm so sorry. This is all new for me, going live from the car. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. So we're talking about how beautiful Maryland is and the windy roads and how I don't like to be on these dark roads, especially at night, not because I'm scared of the people, but because I want to see the deer live. I want to see the deer alive. So I have a constant prayer. It's more of a mantra that I say during two experiences when I'm in the car. One is when I am at a intersection in Baltimore City specifically, which is I am safe, I am protected, I am covered. I am covered, I am safe, I am protected. I say that in intersections because people run red lights, stop signs all over Maryland, the DMV, but especially in Baltimore City. Secondly is when I'm on those back roads. I am safe, I am protected, I am covered. And I'm constantly darting from left to right, looking in the trees because I am aware of the deer. I see a lot of deer on the roads, and it is the saddest thing. I do not want to have to recover from that. I want to see the deer alive. So what I do is I only focus on the deer being alive. I don't even say the other things. So she could relate. She's from Philly. And so it was so beautiful how we literally transitioned from the deer, the windy roads, how beautiful Maryland is, into menopause, to the point where I get her to her house and I completely forgot I had another ride in the queue because we got to talking, and she was saying how difficult it is. She said it's really hard, and I'm struggling with it. And she said it's really hard if you don't have a good partner. These are her words again. If you don't have a good partner, then it makes it even more difficult. And I didn't have a good partner. This is what she was saying to me. And I remember turning around. I undid my seatbelt because I wanted to have an eye to eye conversation with her. I said, "Can I share something with you?" She's like, "Yes, please." I said, when I started experiencing the change, I remember having a conversation with my friend Too Tight Tonya Jones at a party in San Francisco. A woman overheard, and she said, "I think you need this book titled The Wisdom of Menopause by Dr. Christian Northrup." I ordered that book as soon as I got back to Orlando. And as I'm reading it, I'm just crying. And I shared this with the passenger. I said, because prior to that, I thought that I was going crazy. I thought I was losing my mind. I went to sleep Friday, woke up Saturday, and I was crazy. Like, I was different. I was more emotional. I was hot. I was sticky. I was I was I was so confused. And I was like, what just happened to my life? And not until I read this book. And it's the type of book that you study because it has so much information, and so much of it can be so dense and challenging to understand if you're anything like me and no one was having the conversations with you. Not one time did I know that my mother had a complete hysterectomy at the age of 24 because of menopause. I had no idea. I had no idea that's why we had to go stay with a family friend for almost 6 weeks. She was recovering from a complete hysterectomy because of fibroid tumors, which put her into instant menopause. Can you imagine at 24? Huh. My grandmother never talked about menopause. None of my aunties, my adult cousins, no one. I was sharing with this woman. I said, we get to have these conversations. We get to stop or not. We get to take the mask off. We get to talk about it without shame, without guilt, without judgment. We get to talk about it in the workplace because it's happening. And did you know that the women who are the most successful and who have the longest work life, whether you are working for yourself as an entrepreneur, a contractor, solopreneur, or if you're in corporate America, are women who are middle age experiencing menopause. So once you get a hold of it, you actually end up having a longer work life. I shared with her, I said, what has helped for me is to reframe it. I said, so I don't look at it as a negative. I don't bemoan menopause. I don't make excuses for why I can't or am unable to do things because I'm experiencing menopause, hot flashes, night sweats, because I may not have gotten enough sleep, because I may be tired. I get to choose. I get to choose how I'm going to manage this time of my life. I said, and so I hope that helps. The other thing that I do that I've noticed that helps a lot is meditating. And then I also realize that this is not the worst time in my life. This is the best time in my life. And I said to her, sis, this is not the worst time in your life. It's the best time in your life. You just forgot. You just forgot. And I'm here to remind you. I gave her my card. I said, I hope we can keep in touch. And she's a twin. Her twin opted for HRT. She said instantly, the hot flashes left, the night sweats, the weight gain, all of the symptoms. And then her red blood cell count went up. So they took her off of the HRT. So we're going to get more into those conversations, but her sister is upset because her experience on the HRT was far better. I met another passenger prior to this sister that I drove last night who was telling me about YAM, YAM, YAM cream. I will be ordering me some YAM cream. And I will continue to drink my water. I will continue to take in more plant-based protein. I will continue to exercise like I care, like my mental and my emotional, my spiritual and my physical depends upon it. I lovingly encourage and invite you, sisters over the age of 40, to continue to do that. We will be having more of these conversations, and I just will share this with you. I would like to share this with you as well as we get out of here. Something that I did not know until I started going down the rabbit hole, which is Black women often experience menopause prior to white women and Hispanic women, and menopause for us lasts longer. Our experience with menopause tends to be more harsh. And I thought, meaning hot flashes are more severe, as well as night sweats. And I thought, why? Why? So some of the reasons why is simply, I want to read this to you. Some of the reasons why are access to quality health care. Some of the reasons are a willingness to get more information. So Black women are, according to research, less willing and have less access. The access part makes a lot of sense. The willingness part also makes sense because I think sometimes you're so focused on the problem. You're so focused on the symptom that you're not willing to make time to find a result, a better way to manage it. And so we get to do more work. We get to have more conversations. We get to support one another. The woman last night was sharing with me that her aunt, as she aged, they would say that she had it's a kinder, softer, more gentler way of saying she's losing her mind. I wish I knew what it was that she said, but I got it. And she said, I think the reason why my aunt experienced that later on in life was she had no one to talk to about how she was feeling. So we've got to talk. We've got to talk. I said to my passenger, I said, you have no idea how you can help another woman just by being able to relate to her and her relate to you. Because sometimes we just need to know that we're not crazy, that we're not in this alone, that we're not the only one who's having this experience. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Let's see here. I think that's it. Oh, here's an announcement. Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be working out and raising monies for Fatima West's daughter. Her name is Angel Davidson. Got accepted at Temple University. She has a partial scholarship, which means all of her tuition, all of her books, all of her meals, all of her lodging is not covered under the tuition. So I have decided that I'm going to use my skills, my talents to serve other people, to help other people. One of my skills, one of my talents is helping women over the age of 40, specifically, yet not exclusively, get physically fit. Bring your body, bring your questions, bring your trouble areas. Work out with us 7:30 a.m. this Friday. That's in two days. Bring your donation. Get ready to click the GoFundMe link and donate. I love when it can be a win-win, which means you win because you get something in return for your donation. Fatima's daughter wins because she gets to get her education. Historically, Black women have not been able to attend university, Black people. So this is amazing that a young Black woman gets to get her education so that her chances of making more money and contributing to society increases just with that paper. But it's not just the paper, it's the experience that she gets to have at Temple University. I hope you will join us. If you're not able to physically log on and join us, you can still click the GoFundMe link on my page. I will be posting today, Thursday, Friday. We will be working out 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 30 minutes. And yes, all fitness levels are welcome. I will see you on the other side of health and wellness. This has been the FeeKing Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest, FeeKing. I bid you love, light, peace, prosperity, possibility, positivity, abundance, joy, excellent health, not just for today, not even for the rest of this year, but for your entire life. I'm out. Peace.